top layer of West Side Highway.
The construction industry is an industry of egos, okay? And Michael was able to take all those egos and get them working on the same path for the betterment of the project. Michael is very quiet, but gets his point across quite loudly.
One instance I recall very early on with Michael Burton leading a meeting, and I think he closed with something like, if you ask for the moon and you really need it, we'll do everything we can to get it here for you. And I think that really rubbed off on the people around.
There's something that comes from a person that's an intangible. The spirit, the drive, the energy that sets a goal for the way everybody else would act. And Mike set that goal with his constant creativity that just made all of us want to be part of his team and help him accomplish this unbelievable goal. So he just kept us together. No matter what, he kept us together.
My initial phone call started shortly after I got to City Hall, so I'd say about 9:30. I called Regional Scaffold. It was one of the larger scaffolding companies in the city, and at that point in time I thought all I needed was some scaffolding and netting and some sidewalk bridging, because all I saw was that a plane had hit the building and there were going to be some hazardous structural elements hanging off the building, and I knew would need to protect the public from walking in and around the Trade Center complex. Never realizing that the towers would actually collapse. If my outside appearance is that I'm never frazzled, it's not for lack of worry. I certainly have worried more in the last 4 months than I've worried in the last 4 years or possibly 10 years. The first effort we had was to get a very large amount of construction workers, iron workers, operating engineers, get them actually down to the site. Then we had to actually marry them to the equipment that we're immobilizing throughout the New York metropolitan area. We had to get into a more organized management structure, and that's actually when I divided up the site into 4 quadrants, and I gave each one of the construction managers control and responsibility to manage that sector. So first to do A, and then to do D. And then we asked the question, why can't we do A and D at the same time? There were numerous logistical issues we had to deal with on the communication side. So what I established very early on was a 9 o'clock meeting in the morning and a 5 o'clock meeting in the evening. And the 9 o'clock would establish what we were going to do that day, and the 5 o'clock would establish what we were going to do that night.
Nobody stops the job. The only person who can stop the job is Mike.
Try to pull down an 8-story building with cables.
There's been a series of various demolition methods that we've used on the World Trade Center complex. Mechanical demolition, using 10,000-pound wrecking balls. With respect to Building 6, actually, we used 3 large excavators with cabling attached, and we just rocked the building back and forth.
That's a good one. That was a good one. Keep her rocking, it'll go. Just keep going. There it goes. There it goes. Woo! Rob. Good job.
When we took down the last remnants of Building 6, that was certainly it was an emotional event. It was a very symbolic event, almost some sort of ending. I'm not sure what type of ending, but I think everybody that was out there watching the demolition of Building 6 felt it. Bringing the last structure down at the World Trade Center would have touched everybody that helped pull it down. If there's a certain excitement in the air of actually seeing the crash of the building, I'd much rather be involved in what I normally do in building buildings. It's much more useful to actually build something positive and to build a skyscraper and to have a topping off ceremony, and when you're done you have something that people can use.
Makes you feel good every time it comes down. That's right. That's right.
I don't think anybody that has worked at the World Trade Center that can probably tell you that they haven't cried. Because it's just unprecedented what's happened down here, and it's something that you'll never forget. And it's incredibly sad, but you also can't let your emotions affect what you have to do.
On a project like this, I saw the best and the worst of human nature, and Michael exemplified trying to get the best of human nature out of everybody that was working on this project.
Snow is flying. It's January 7th. We've actually gotten to the lowest level of the slurry wall structure. We're down to the B6 level. You cannot go any further. You hit concrete, and right below the concrete is rock. You're at the bottom. As you can see behind me, you have the pad tracks, and then the pad tracks ran on the lowest level. You also look at the surrounding areas. All the buildings are actually down to grade. It's a milestone that we've been trying to reach since September 11th.
I virtually lived here for since September 11th. First 8 weeks, I didn't take a day off. Now I take 1 day a week off. My boss actually forced me to start taking days off, which was probably a good thing. After I leave Ground Zero, I think there will be an emotional withdrawal. I think there'll be some things that you regret. Certainly by the time we're done, it'll be May, so it'll be 9 months into it. So I'll have missed, 9 months of not seeing my son. I have a 2.5-year-old, so that's something that I'll miss, and that's something that I'll regret. But I think it kind of is balanced with what you have to do. So time will tell, and the memories and the friendships I think that people have built up amongst the people that have been here since September 11th, I think will last a lifetime. And hopefully amongst all of us, we'll all get back to our normal lives. Successfully, I should say. Get back to our normal lives successfully.